excited about today's episode because we are going to continue our conversation about enrollment for coaches. And today, you're really going to want to tune in and listen to the whole thing because we're talking about the 5 most common objections that you as a coach probably face and have to overcome.
And, we want you to know that the enrollment conversation is a sacred one. And that is the key to your success. So let's dive right in. The 5 most that we hear in terms of objections. Number 1 is...
Time.
Time.
I want to do your program. I'm ready.
I don't have the
This
time.
is really the thing for me. If only I had more time. And I think that maybe check with me in another 3 months, or maybe in 6 months, or maybe next year. I just don't have the time. If you're listening to this, you're probably cracking up because we've all heard this. And, it's really a funny thing, isn't it?
So we look at these as shallow or, they're not deep enough, right? So we know that this is the most common one. And what is it that you do to overcome these things, this particular objection? Because time is the same for everyone. And, it's 24 hours for everyone in the outside world and the clock. But truly, what is it that you do with your time? But time is energy. So the question is, what is your client really telling you or the prospect telling you?
Yeah, we're not actually going to teach you how to overcome that objection today. What we do want you to come away with is the idea that when you hear time as an objection, it's not the objection.
Exactly.
It is just really the most common one. And chances are you have an opportunity to dig a little bit deeper to get to the actual thing, right? What is that actual thing? And time is just the easy thing that people pull out because it's sort of a, who can judge me if I don't have time? This is the truth.
I'm so busy. Exactly.
Right.
So we're going to go in sort of the order of the top 5 in the order of shallow to deeper. And the second one is, I don't have the money.
That's a really good one, a common one. And not only is this a common reason for someone not to engage in your coaching program or to buy your courses, it's also another reason why a lot of coaches undervalue their services and their programs because they actually believe that people don't have the money. And so what we're saying to you today is money is energy. And if you are someone that can't seem to overcome money objections, chances are you have some money mindset issues that you have to go deeper within yourself to uncover. Because our mindset about money is absolutely going to be reflected and felt by the other person in front of us. And so your ability to stand your ground and have conviction about the service and the quality that you're offering is going to rely on the kind of mindset that you have around money. And if you have this inherent belief, whether or not you're aware and whether or not you're proud of it, if you have an inherent belief that investing in yourself is a waste of money, or that it should only cost but this much, or that it really shouldn't be anything you pay for, then chances are you're not going to be able to get paying clients, let alone help them.
That's so important, isn't it? Because I've had the personal experience to see this with clients. And, it's funny. In truth, they don't really have the issue with money, but it's just one of the first things that comes out of their mouth. And so as coaches, you must, if you think that you're going to price your service at a certain level or, why would they pay me to do this work? Then it is something for you to actually probably get some coaching in or some advice or some reflection, because then it's your issue as well. If you allow your client to just say, okay, you have the money, it's okay, I'm going to hang up. That's not really a deeper objection.
Right. Or I know, we know coaches that have significantly discounted or, devalued their programs because they just didn't feel like they could overcome a money objection without taking the price down. When in reality, as we're going to show you today, there are deeper reasons why someone wouldn't do your program. And the first easiest objection to give you is time. The second one is money. So again, when you hear money, you have an opportunity to dig deeper. And reducing your price isn't going to overcome that. And in fact, you've probably experienced reducing your price and still not getting the commitment.
Yeah, you don't want to be in the discount business when it comes to coaching.
Or anything for that matter.
Anything for that matter.
So the third most common objection that we hear, and this is one that, when I was first starting out on my own, I think I've shared a few of these stories with you. I worked with a lot of women in the beginning. I only had programs geared specifically for women. And at some point, it got to be very funny to me how many women use their spouses as the excuse as to why they couldn't do the program. And I really had to get so clear so fast that that was an excuse. And I remember saying to one of my prospective clients, who actually became a client for an entire year, who does your husband get to be?
If you invested in yourself.
Yeah, and who does he get to be if he had a wife that didn't use him as an excuse for why she's not furthering her growth? And, that was a tough thing to say, and certainly probably tougher for the prospective client to hear at the time. But it was the thing that turned her. It was the thing that she said, like, wow, I kind of inherently knew I was doing that, but I never ever heard anyone actually say it to me that way. And you're absolutely right. I've been using him as a scapegoat for me not helping myself, and that gets to stop now. So,
but with due respect to other cultures, that could be, if it's men coming on and saying, I want to talk to my wife, that's probably not that wouldn't be that common. But for women to check with their husbands in the old way, probably. But I guess you were talking about working women. They already have careers and
it
jobs.
doesn't, whether cultural differences, all that, taking all that into consideration, it's still not the real excuse.
Correct.
Or it's still an excuse, rather. It's still not the real reason somebody wouldn't do something.
Right.
It's just that it is like, come on, let's face it. Like, we're in this conversation, and you're probably a coach listening to this because things are never as they seem, that there are deeper meanings and deeper reasons as to what drives us and what motivates us and what gets in our way. And, saying that my spouse or this and my spouse that is still a reason outside of themselves. And our work as coaches is to get people to go within them to find that internal drive to figure out how to move forward. So,
and this, by the way, in the same category, the third reason, talking to partners or other business, folks, or your parents, or your, other people in your family, all of those are in this category because a lot of times those aren't really that deep.
Yeah, they're deeper than the time, deeper than the money, but still you can go even further, dig even deeper as a coach to get beyond that objection. You don't have to just take that as the actual thing. And so, we're sort of going through high level what the most common objections are. We're not necessarily going to break down here for you how to overcome each one. We're just really wanting you to know that these are not enough in and of themselves for you to just let your client go back to their old way of being. We're sharing this with you so that you can raise your conviction in fighting for your client in that moment in the conversation, that when you make the offer for your program and you invite them into your coaching program, that you really hold their feet to the fire, and you do so because you know that hopefully at that point you've done a nice job of helping them articulate their vision and getting them really clear on why they want further growth and what it is that they want to create in their lives.
Exactly. And number 4 is fear. That is endemic to just about everything. Fear is very natural. So fear, when someone says, I'm afraid of what? Afraid of not getting started, not getting the result, or afraid of being successful, or fear of being judged, or fear of whatever. We've heard comments like fear of going through this, and what if I don't achieve what I want to achieve?
What if I go through the program and I'm still the same person that I was before?
Right.
What if I discover that everything I've ever believed in myself is true? How will I ever live with myself then? And that's actually much deeper than the excuse such as time or not having money or not having the support of a spouse, for example. When someone is willing to share with you their fears, that's really an opening for you to be able to step in and demonstrate how powerful working with a coach can be. Because
and working with you can be, right?
Yeah, because if you can help them in that moment, switch their perspective so that fear no longer has that grip on them. Wow, then you now just have demonstrated how powerful coaching can be.
Yes, absolutely.
And if that isn't enough of a reason to begin now, what is? Yeah. What if you do this work and you discover that you're so much greater than you have ever encountered yourself to be in the past? Then what? Wouldn't you rather know that now rather than later? And if there's anything that this time that we're living through has taught us, can't take time for granted.
So truly, it's fear is the most common entry point, and that's where maybe the gold is for you to dig a little deeper and try to get the client to see how, as you say, the next level. Because they haven't done the work or have only achieved what they've achieved so far, and they know they want to invest in themselves, but they're not clear because they're fearful of any of these judgments, consequences, whatever they might be. And there's a chance, an opportunity for you to go deeper into the next type.
Yeah, so this is where your coaching can really begin, right? This is where your coaching can really take effect, because beyond fear, if someone isn't willing to do the work, beyond fear, there's really the question of shame, something they're ashamed of, or some sort of self-doubt, but something that really leaves them to be vulnerable. And it's a lot harder to share those with someone.
Particularly if they don't know you and this is your first call, their call with you.
Right. And so if you can actually set up this call so that you're setting up a safe space and really establish from the very beginning your intention for the call, and have that client really feel that you're on their side, that you're working with them, that you're doing this because you're there to help them get clarity and to get to that next level. If you do that well, chances are they'll be willing to share with you real objections, such as what they're fearful of, or perhaps what is a source of shame they've been carrying or self-doubt they've harbored for, their entire life. Because if you can get to those actual things, then you can coach them through it. And you can help them break through that. And then you demonstrate the power of coaching. If they can have that kind of a breakthrough in one conversation, imagine the breakthroughs they're going to have over the course of doing your program with you. So that's really where you want to get to. Hearing time, hearing money, the two most common objections, those are not reasons for you to stop. You know, those are reasons for you to dig deeper. If there's a partner or a spouse involved and you get that, there's, you know, we have a course on enrollment specifically, and we break those down for you. We break it down for you how you can help your client present this issue to their partner and overcome their objections so that they can do this program with you. Like you will get that in our course. But beyond that, overcoming the whole objection around whatever fears they have or getting to their shame and self-doubt, whatever that source of that is, that's really you getting to show off your coaching skills in that moment and facilitating breakthroughs, and that's really juicy.
Yep. So think about why you started this coaching program that you have and your difficulties in the enrollment. Because if you focus on your passion and why you want to do the work you want to do and impact more lives, oh my God, as you were saying earlier, this has got to be fun, right? And if you believe in that, then you'll have fun doing enrollment calls, honestly.
Yes, because this kind of work we know is not for the faint of heart, right? It isn't easy to improve yourself. If it was, more people would do it. And, you know, even the idea of improving yourself is kind of like that old thinking that something's wrong. We're actually in our programs, you know, we have this program called Bold Conscious Leaders. We actually teach our clients that there isn't anything to improve. There's just stuff to release, to let go of, the false beliefs we've been holding on to. But if we can tap into that part of ourselves that's true and real and unique and authentic and allow ourselves to be seen in that way, there's nothing more empowering and freeing than that. And that work should be fun. And so you get to do this. You get to have fun helping your clients uncover and discover their power within themselves.
Right. And then the same passion that you carries over to them. So the important thing is, you know, you're worried about the pain of going through this enrollment and all the objections you have in your own mind. So once you get beyond that and focus on why you want to be a coach and what it is about that coaching that excites you and that impact that you want to make, that is where the juice is for you. And then when you talk to your prospects in enrollment, that can change the world.
Because really, the better you get with enrollment, obviously, the more you'll thrive with your business, the longer you'll stay in business as a coach, the more people you'll be able to help and lives you'll impact. And think about it. The one person you coach isn't the only person that you're helping. You're actually helping their whole families, their whole circle. Because you only need one person to get coaching. Then everybody else they live with also starts to benefit from that. You know, if they go to work, everyone they work with starts to benefit from that. Because at the end of the day,
it's the ripple effect.
It's the ripple effect. We are all energy, and all we need is that one person, and then it starts rippling out the impact of what it means when you can stand in your power and you know, step into the light of who you truly are. And that's why we feel so strongly about this work, and we believe that, you know, we all have the ability to help each other, to be of service. And if being a coach is what you do in order to fulfill that, then, you know, be outstanding about it and start with skilling up on your enrollment skills, because that's where it begins.
All right, guys. So find us on Instagram at Bold Conscious Leaders. That's our handle. Everywhere else is Live Masterminds on Facebook, YouTube, and our website is livemasterminds.com. So we look forward to seeing you on any of these platforms and connecting with us.
And make sure you subscribe to this podcast, download it, and share it with other coaches who could benefit. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.